So one of the things I really hate about having a small farm is the number of holes I get to dig in it. And it's fine if you're planting something. However, the dark side of small farming that people rarely mention when they are putting together a dream of moving out of the city and starting their journey of small farming and being self-sufficient, all that stuff, is the amount of holes that you will end up digging, because things die. And as Natalie Portman said in Garden State with their hamster cemetery, it's not because we're bad owners. It's just there's been a lot of them. So even with our chickens, I think at our peak we had 88 chickens, and through attrition, and right now I think we have 30 maybe, but things have a tendency to die. So probably out of those 30 chickens, I think 3 or 4 of them have been with us since the beginning, about 5 years ago. And they're just the old matriarchs. They don't generally lay anymore, so they but that's fine, they can hang out. So earlier this year we had like a surprising number of barn chicks. I think we had 18 with our first hatch, and then 14 or 15 with the second. And they didn't we didn't move them immediately up to the coop, because the integration with chicks is really difficult because the mothers are so super protective of them, so they will get really aggressive with the other chickens around. So we left them in the barn, and once they got to a certain age and they got their feathers and stuff, we moved them up, and but I think we only have a couple of those ones left. There's not too many. And unfortunately, like this guy, he's supposed to be a guardian livestock dog, but he has now eaten probably 3 or 4 chickens when they were outside the chicken run. I like to think that he thought he was just trying to protect them by putting them into his mouth until he could find a way to get them back to where they're supposed to be. And that is what we've got here today. This chickens that I'm burying are, and he's helping, are some of his handiwork. So it's funny, when we first started here all of our chickens had names. We knew them all and knew their personalities and stuff. But after you go through a few dozen of them, it gets hard to keep up. Some of them are here for days and some of them here for years. So probably only have, I don't know, 6 or 7 that have names anymore. But so originally behind the shop here was this is where like the beehives were, and it was really just totally overgrown. And this had been where we started burying all of our animals. And I did it in a nice and orderly fashion across the fence here, and then a second row and another row, and had this illusion of making little headstones for each of them. But yeah, it kind of gets a little out of hand real quick. So now we just kind of try to remember where I haven't buried anything and bury something new here, in that spot. So, all right.